not let their past experiences define and control them. I'm very passionate about that.
So the idea of going to camp and looking inside and preparing for things.
And so they're at a pivotal time. Their hormones are kicking in. They're learning how to navigate the social circles a little bit more.
Hi, everyone. Shaelene McInnis here with Books in Line, the accounting company, and also with the Ontario Wellness Network. As you know, we're doing a series of podcasts based on wellness. And as soon as I thought of everything to do with wellness, whether it's physical, spiritual, mental, whatever, financial, of course, that's where I'm featuring myself. But one of the people that I thought of immediately was my friend Margaret. I've been fortunate enough to know Margaret, I guess, for a while now, since book club, right? At least.
It's been about a year and a half.
Yeah. So we met in book club. And then fortunately, I found out that she was also going to Soulful Camp. And as you know, I've already spoken with Jenny and Heather about that. So I did manage to get in one of the workshops with Margaret. And I realized she is absolutely involved in the same things as so many people that I know with wellness. So I'm going to ask Margaret to introduce herself and tell you about what she does, because it's a huge amount of things that she does, but it's all to support women. And I like that a lot. Thank you, Margaret. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you very much, Shaelene. I really appreciate being invited on today. And I love all the work that you're doing to support the wellness, especially within the women's communities too. So thank you. I appreciate today. For me, oh my goodness, where do I start? I have way too many things. I think I have that if I'm not busy, what's wrong? So I have a few different things. I am a women's life empowerment and grief coach. And I help women find joy again after trauma and grief, and really be able to help them step back into their power and not let their past experiences define and control them. I'm very passionate about that based on some of my own past experiences. You know, you teach what you learn, right? So I love doing that. And I do that through a variety of different ways. I do one-on-one coaching. I do workshops. I speak on stages, and that. Well, speaking on stages, you know me, I'm very good at talking. So that's one of my passions. And then the other branch, it's interesting, and I think we'll probably get into this a little bit later, but I find my career has kind of come full circle. And I've worked with the women for a while. You know, every time we're working together, it comes back down to, where did this start? Where did the unworthiness start? Where did this sense of, not good enough start? And we always end up back in childhood and teenage years. Yeah. So this year, because I didn't have enough on my plate, my colleague Leah Moffat and I created the Unshakeable Me summer camps for teenage girls. So basically doing really good emotional work with them when they're younger, to teach them how to look inside for validation, and teach them how to deal with their emotions and effectively, and teach them that their emotions are real and valid. And so we did 2 camps this summer, and we are exploding and doing, I think, 4 next year, maybe more, depending on the wait list. We've already got people hammering at the door to do that. And it was an incredible experience to be able to get down to the root of where the girls start with all of those thoughts and things. And then on top of that, we've created Unshakeable Us as well, to help mothers and daughters really connect and improve their communication. And we're finding all of that put together. So yes, very busy.
I love that. Unshakeable Me, Unshakeable Us. I love that. And I have 2 teenage daughters. So the idea of going to camp and looking inside and preparing for things, I love that idea that instead of waiting till after something has happened, which of course is also valid, isn't it nice if we could do things beforehand? Now, let's go to that subject on Unshakeable Me. Now, as I have teenage daughters, I found that COVID has had a huge effect on teenage girls, and not positive in most cases. Can you speak to that? It's been really hard for teenage girls, I think.
Sure. That was a really big motivator for both Leah and I too, because we both have teenage daughters. My daughter's 14 going on 15. Her daughter is 13 going on 14. And COVID hit at a really pivotal time for the girls, right?
Yes.
Right around, like for my daughter, she was 2020. So she was 11 going, and so they're at a pivotal time. Their hormones are kicking in. They're learning how to navigate the social circles a little bit more as their bodies are changing and their emotions are coming up. And then all of a sudden they took away the experience of interacting and being social, which from a personal standpoint couldn't have happened at a better time, because we know what grade 7 and 8 girls are like.
Yes.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible girls. And we like to think that our daughters are not, but I'm sure at some point they can be. But part of that is the hormone changes and this establishing their, dominance to win over the guys, if you go through the really basic levels, right?
Yeah.
But so back that up, COVID kept our girls at home, right? They were on tech way more than they would have been had they been in school. Yeah. The bullying really came up. The isolation. They didn't learn that interaction. The isolation was huge. Part of it is some of these girls were going through changes that they had no support for, right? What happens when you have a family where the mom doesn't talk to them about, you're going to get your period? Or or honors the fact that they have this emotional cycle, right? Women have a 28 to 30 whatever day cycle, and it's all hormonal based and it's all emotion based. All of us know that. Yeah. But how do you teach that to girls when they're at home? Right. It's not something they were teaching over online. No. But yeah, the COVID really, really impacted our girls on a really deep level as far as the socialization, the maturity, interactions, just really feeling supported and how to communicate. Right. Everyone went to their phones. It's all about phones. What about face-to-face? We don't know face-to-face. Yeah. And so the camps were really set up as a way to get them. Well, our rule at camp is cell phone goes in the basket when you get there. There is no cell phones during camp. So, and honestly, when we did the feedback with the girls at the end of the week, we said, what did you like? What did you not like? Yeah. They liked not having their phones.
But I bet you not on day one.
No, on day one, because it's a safety spot for them, right? They go, they play their games, they get involved in themselves. They don't look outside the world. And so with Leah is, God love her, one of the best people I could work with. Like we complete each other. Like my brain's one and hers is the other, but then we put it together. And Leah's all about play. And she really did an amazing job teaching the girls just how to play, how to have fun. Right? It doesn't have to be so serious all the time. So it was incredible.
Teach them. That's the thing is
but
just what you said. Sorry, you have to actually teach them. Yeah.
Teach them and give them permission. Yeah. Right? I think so often it's like, can I do this? Can't I do this? I've never had the opportunity to just freely create, and giving them, what do you give it? Autonomy throughout the week where they could choose what they participated in. So if they're not feeling well and they want to go sit out and journal or have a nap, okay. Yeah. Like the whole week was very empowering. Yeah. And we taught them how to identify their emotions. But it's not just I'm sad, I'm angry. Okay, go deeper. Right. And we gave them this amazing emotion wheel that has like sort of some primary emotions. Then it's like, go down. Are you disappointed? Are you frustrated? Are you pissed off? Are you judging? Are you happy? Are you joyful? Are you in gratitude? Like, what emotion is that? And we found that we did an emotion check-in every day too. Yeah. They walked in the morning, they had to write on the wall what they were feeling. And at the end of the day, we checked in again. And it was really just bringing that awareness to, you're going to have to live with your emotions for your entire life. You don't have a choice. Your hormones are going to dictate that to you. But how do you identify them, feel them, allow them to be there, and then manage them and validate them? But then, we also talked about bullying and boundaries and being enough and what makes them unique and what are their great qualities. And these are all things they don't teach them at school.
They do not teach them at school. My girls at COVID were 2020. My girls were 10 and 12 when everything, when everything stopped. And you're right. They didn't learn that. We're trying to teach them, but during COVID, you've got parents who are working, single parents. People have to go to part-time work, had to quit their jobs, money, financial, everything. And still the fallout's still happening now in 2023. So, but I agree. And I can see it even still now with my girls and with their friends that things are they're still learning to socialize, but now it's like, they're 15 and 13. So it's just different than when you and I were 15 and 13, right? Because we didn't have life stop for like 2.5 years. So yeah, I agree with that. I love the camp idea. And I want to tell everyone watching that I just want to assure you, we're going to have all of the information put in with the podcast. I'll have all of the contact information for Leah and for Margaret. And if you, for whatever reason, can't get hold of them, you can always call us at Books Online. We will put you in touch with them. So I think that's wonderful. Now, I just want to go to you for a second, Margaret, and I want to talk about, you were talking about speaking engagements. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, yes. I would love to share that. I love to speak. So if anybody ever has a stage that they're looking for a motivational speaker, I am happy to go and chat. I love educating, teaching, inspiring people, whether it's in the schools with the girls or whether it's in a corporate or an associate, anywhere. I love to speak. And so I actually have 2 speaking engagements coming up very soon. One is September 27th to the 29th, and I get to, and it's called the Get Out of Her Damn Way Summit. I love it. There's 20 women being interviewed and doing Q&As, and it's a free event to go. I'll be speaking on the Wednesday at 3:00. Right. So it's free to go if you want to, but if you want to upgrade, I absolutely love what they've done is if you upgrade your ticket, you get all the replays, but you also get access to every single woman's produced a 20-minute training. There's ebooks, there's all kinds of things, but what they're doing with the money is just, it really touches my heart. They're taking 80% of the proceeds. 80% of the proceeds are going to a charity called Free Them, which is all about supporting people getting everyone out of human trafficking. Yes. So it's giving back in a place that's just very much needed. Our keynote speaker for the event actually runs the charity. That's wonderful. So it's incredible to hear from her.
Yeah. That's a person I'm going to have to speak with.
Yeah, her name is Shay. I can connect you with her.
Oh,
she's
Shay
lovely.
And Shaelene, come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Destiny.
There you go. Exactly.
Okay, so that's your first.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one I'm doing is literally the week later on Canadian Thanksgiving from the 6th to the 9th. I'm not sure when I'm speaking, then I don't have a date yet. But that'll be a half-hour, speech. And I will be talking about becoming unshakable and my grief journey from grief to empowerment. And that one is an incredible one. There's, for the cost of the event, you get all the recordings and everything, and you can visit live. But we are all collaborating into a book. So there'll be 23 authors maybe going into this book. We're all contributing a chapter. And the summit is called Transformation Triumphs. So it's featuring women who have, through their own personal experience, they have triumphed over their own challenges and learned the lessons that they needed that they're sharing. And so this book is going to be out December 12th. So when you purchase a ticket to the event, I'll send you the link for that. You get the event plus the book. So very excited about that. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. And I'm excited about the book. I'd like to know a lot more about that. I have a lot of connections in that kind of area of people who like the books. I love that. So just a reminder for everyone watching and listening. So again, we cover everything to do with wellness. And so Margaret is an amazing person for that. She, when I was at camp, actually, I went through doing some vision board work with her. Would you like to speak to that? Because that for me I have it right here still, right there.
Vision boards are incredible. You can see mine are back there. That's the one I did a year ago. And I'm going to say 90% of what's on it has happened.
Yes.
Which honestly, before I got certified as a vision board facilitator, and I thought, really, you get certified in this? This is crazy. But when I was talking to the woman, Debbie Sluice, who runs her own company, Dare2Declare, I was talking to her and I thought, this is such a powerful exercise to do with my clients.
Yes.
And a powerful exercise to do in workshops, because what it does is it has you focus on the things that are important to you, but not on an intellectual level. It's on an emotional level.
Yes.
And as we all know, when we can connect to our emotions, that's when we can really start sending out the energy that's going to draw that to us. So I think what I did with you guys at camp was a power word workshop.
Yes, that's
and
right.
the power word workshop is incredible too. So I have a couple. So my word this year is flow.
Oh, yeah. Mine's
And
present.
yes. And then halfway through the year, I decided I also needed trust. And so I've got the words. And the nice thing is you do these words, you look at them and it's like, okay, I've got all these things I need to do. I have these opportunities coming to me. These words are nice. You can look at them and you're like, okay, wait, is this in tune with where I want to be? It's a reminder, but
Yes.
it's also something you look at that is inspiring and exciting and actionable. So with the vision boards, specifically with my clients, when it comes, like I work with a lot of women who've gone through grief and trauma. So once we've done some of the deep work and we've cleared out some of those really uncomfortable, deep, dark emotions, and they're seeing themselves a little lighter, they're opening up to be able to welcome more joy. Then we sit and we do the vision board and it's like, okay, well, where do you want to go now? What do you want your future to be like? Do you want to do it just for the next year? Do you want to do it for 10 years from now? Because vision boards can be overwhelming sometimes. We did them with the girls at camp too, and it was incredible to see the insight these kids had. But with my clients, it's like, okay, let's go to a place that's not so scary, right? Maybe you can only look 6 months down the road. Maybe you're okay with, I want to see what my future, like I want to create my future from 10 years from now. And then we work on what images do you bring into that give you the feeling that you're going to have when you get there. Not the picture of, I want the Maserati and I want this dream house and I want that, and it's all the things.
Yes.
If you look at the things and they bring you joy, great. But if they don't, find images that do bring you joy. I have a cow on my vision board. Who would have put I don't want a cow, but when I look at it, it's one of those Scottish ones, the horns and the hair, and they make me so happy. So I'm like,
they're called, they're a hairy coo. I've seen them.
They're beautiful, beautiful. So with the vision boards, they're very powerful and they keep you focused. They keep you, you look at them and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm working towards.
I like the work that you're doing, especially with women, when you said, you have to explore the past and all this to transform and start to think about the future, because that's exactly right. You have to go through and explore the past, see what, go through all those feelings that are uncomfortable, release them so that you can then move forward. I think that I know so many women that can benefit from that. So I appreciate that very much. So I'm glad you told me about the book. And again, I just want to remind everyone, we're going to have all the contact information for Margaret. This is a person that you want to know. This is a person that you want to work with. I have worked with her. I know. So I hope anyone who's thinking about listening to these speaking engagements, I think they're amazing and empowering, or who would like to work with, on some level, with Margaret, whether it's Power Word, Vision Board, do one-on-one coaching, moving from grief and trauma to having at least peace of mind. I think everyone deserves that. So I hope that you will reach out to Margaret. And if you want to reach her through me, that's fine as well. Call Books in Line. We're fine. And any closing words, any closing advice, Margaret?
I think what I love to impart to people is that you're worth it. You may not think that you are, but you really, really are. And doing the hard work is scary, but worth it. And you don't have to do it alone, right? There's people like yourself and me and other amazing people working in this space. It's find someone you're comfortable with, find someone you connect with. That will support you on your journey, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to experience joy, and you are so worth it. And when we keep ourselves locked down in the uncomfortable, we don't go for the things that we deserve. We were all put on earth to be happy.
Good. I love that. That's a great way to finish up. Thank you for being my guest. This is amazing. I'm very, very grateful for this one. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and feel free to share it. She's amazing. So Margaret, we'll talk again soon.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me today, Shaelene.
Thank you.